There I am. Well, there we are. We weren't going to do the entire Crimson Trail, but why not? It's kind of stormy, but I got something supposed to clear up. I'm hoping there will maybe I'll get up on top on the other far side because I'm going to go along the river here. And maybe some thunderstorms off in the distance. It'll be super cool. How you doing? I gotta find the trail exactly though. Hi. Hi. Where's the trail go? Hi. So we got campground through here, but there's a Crimson Trail. You can go up the road, and then you tie into it, and then you go up and go across, or you can, and then you go down steep, and then you go by the river, and you go over to a different campground, and we're gonna try to find where that ties in. Riverside Nature Trail 052. What to do to the Riverside Nature Trail 052. Let's give it a riparian habitat. Rippity-doo. See, this is pretty simple, and I thought about this, and I'm like, okay, we got my prosthetic down there, right? And it will be going this way. I'll have the high side, the camber of the mountain will be like that, which is great for me because I need something. Let's strap all these straps up on this pack because I got like a gallon of water, not much food, a couple muscle milks and 3 cheeses because I was like, oh, I'll go back to Smith's. But then I just said, you know, I gotta put on this. I'm gonna get a workout. We'll actually just put it in. Pretending more like I'm training for wrestling. Oh, no, resume. I might have started one, just not even know it. I'm going now. No, it's in the time. Oh, GPS ready. Go GPS. I gotta figure out something for the stump sweat. They have, I kind of tried it, but I couldn't handle the texture. Because it basically, there's something that you spray over your stump before you put your liner on, and it's supposed to basically kind of forms a film, like a saran wrap, and it's crunchy, and it's just, I can't handle it. So I deal with the sweat, but the sweat doesn't, I mean, I don't mind sweating, I don't mind breaking the sweat, I like breaking the sweat, but then I just get down the stump and then it starts elongating, and then it gets troublesome. Makes it much more difficult to walk when your leg is not on tight. Sure, everyone can relate to not having their legs on tight. Maybe our heads, but our legs, well, our heads are just, it's figuratively too. This is your leg, that would be hopefully figuratively for most everyone else. I'm not hoping everybody gets their legs chopped off. Would slow down people to give them some perspective. No, not something I really want anybody to have to take to do. Yeah, this trail is super easy here, but then it goes over and it climbs like 1,000 feet. As you go, like if you look up there, that kind of rock wall, there's one above us over here, and that's about the height we climb up to, because well, you go up as high as the wind cave. I don't know if when we get up you can see it, which the wind cave is over there. We can't really spot it from here. Or it might be up over here actually. Light conditions aren't ideal at the moment, but I think we'll get a break in the clouds. So I watched the weather said it was going to clear after 7. But there will be clouds. We want clouds. We want a color for the sunset. This walk's a little way. It's a mile and a half or so. Going at 2 to 3 miles an hour, 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. We'll get there soon enough. You can look at these. So rest it out, the vegetation zone. I hiked this a couple years ago, but the other way I had a different camera, which was a good like kind of first camera. It was a Coolpix 500 because it had a super good optical zoom to like 80 power or something, and I got some pretty good shots of these hawks up here. There's a bunch of them. They'll dive bomb and different things. It was pretty cool to watch. Oh, I forgot to grab bug spray, which hopefully won't come back to bite me. Ha! Horrible joke that I'm going to have to bear the brunt of. I want to go do the Grand Canyon rim to rim. I got to be able to do this. Not too hard. Well, everything's a little hard until you've done it. But I'm loving my new legs. My current feet. I know you guys love when your feet are just right. Bunion free, you know, you just got a pedicure and massaged them all out, and I don't know. I had a pedicure when I only had half a foot. It was still alright. It's the only time I've had one. That says you gotta treat yourself, you know, early in life, because you might run out of chances. Like I never had my toes sucked on, so that's out. I still have chicks solicit me for pics of my stumps, which is my club foot, which is completely odd, but you know, I thought for sure the foot fetish women were gone from me. It's not so. Bug on there. So, yeah, so I could walk downhill fast with this knee and this foot. There must be something on the back. I think it's a bug. This is a narrow trail, though. I mean, it is listed as a hard trail on all trails. If we're gonna use all trails as the basis for like PG-13, and rated R. I know when you get up on top, you're walking right along the edge of the cliff. And some people were rating it as terrifying. But some people get terrified. Some things are terrifying. A little both. Oh, there's a bug on me. I mean, it could have been. No, it wouldn't have been because the direction is. I can't remember the trail. Well, I think it's smarter to go up the other way and put the climb in initially, and then but I'll have it midway, because this way you go one direction over, and you got to go up, and then you got to go across the top and back down. And I think it was a good move. Everybody, when I was going the last time, they're like, because they were coming from the other way, this way, because I came from the other way. And they're like, oh no, you might need to turn around. Gets pretty gnarly over there. And so I got near where it turned down, and I thought, because they said it got really gnarly, and I was smoking a fair amount of cannabis to keep my, focus on the trail from falling off. It's a trick I learned from the Big Lebowski. There was no White Russians though. So, and I turn off this way, goes out to the cliff edge, and I'm like, whoa, and it was just where people would come out to take pictures or something, and I kept going, and I jumped over a gap in this rock face, and threw my backpack down to a tree, and it went through it and fell off the cliff, went down after it and got ledged up, and I was going to die. My leg popped off, because it was a different leg that didn't have a pin system. I got right before I jumped down it on video, because I'm like, man, I had a GoPro, blah, 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 you can see some crazy shit, and I was talking about how I'm going to crack it and go down this big crack in the wall and go down, where the platform where the tree was. I threw my bag down to the tree. I said I was going to put it on front of me, just put it on backwards, which would have been the smart thing to do. Instead, I threw it off. And there went the Nikon Coolpix 500. So that was the end of that camera. It did all right, though. It was a good starter camera. But then a guy named Bryce and his family, luckily, his wife and like his little girl were hiking, and I finally, I hiked. I didn't really hike. I scaled down around this tree that was under another like rock, and I was on the side of the freaking cliff, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I can't. Like I said, my leg popped off. You couldn't get that one back on. It's suction, and there was no pin, any like that. So it was popped off. It was hard to get that leg on. And I started finally screaming, and luckily Bryce came down. I handed my leg up, and he was like, "Oh, how did you get down there?" I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't a smart move." I didn't say I got way too stoned and listened to people tell me how gnarly the trail got, and decided to make it the gnarliest trail ever. But he ran down and found my backpack because my keys were in there. I'm like, that's bad. Which was great. And then the camera was broken, but my marijuana pipe wasn't. So I hustled to the car where I had more weed, and I comforted myself, you could say. I don't know, I wasn't too mad. I was more relieved that there was somebody still going, because I went late in the afternoon then. It was not this late, but there wasn't going to be really any more people probably that day. And I don't know anybody would have saw me. I was picturing myself on getting rescued by, maybe picturing myself actually losing control of my leg because it was hard holding it there, which would have been bad because it would have blown up. I had a bottle of hand sanitizer, like a big one, in my backpack because I had to use a lot of it to get that leg on. And when it fell off the cliff, it landed and blew up, and it sounded like a cannon went off. It fell, like, I don't know, a good 50 feet or so. It's been farther, I'm not sure. Because the Great Wall is this big cliff face. It go up on either end. I might have to do this again in a few weeks when the colors change, though. Let's see. I like having this Garmin until I've gone. I didn't start it for another 2/10 of a mile or something, so I was on like 0.7. So I've gone 0.60. See, it'd be awesome to get up on top of that cliff where I was, though. Because as soon as you get to the top of this, it wraps back around, and then you start going south down, back down the wall, or like canyon, and there's like a point of rocks. I could get up there with my poles out, standing, looking like I'm looking out to adventure as the sun's setting. That'd be a good shot. Or when going by that spot, walking and just getting it. I'm getting a little long in the leg, though. Which in this flat ground, that's not bad. Oh, I don't know where that goes. That's not where we're going. I know we go by this campground. I don't know, I'm not a cameraman, Bob! I'm a doctor, Jim! So I don't like to go, like my leg sweating is not too bad actually. So I'll get a good workout and then I get to stop and chill and check out the scenery because I can't just walk along and pay attention to everything as easy as everyone else because I have to not trip and fall on my face. You do develop, I'm sure other amps, you develop a kind of, your sense of balance or feel goes out because you'll feel the little anything resonate through your prosthetic, but it's not like a real leg in any way, shape, or form. You just pick up the sense off the end of your stump and that's what you start interpreting. Your brain fills in patterns very well. If you give it a chance, I give it lots of chances because I do dumb things. I have a sticker on my car that says that, so it's out there. Anybody has a problem, be warned. This could be called, and maybe I'll start story time on the mountain with Mack. Because I did just tell basically the story of the first time I hiked this, and then I got ledged up, and Bryce, bless his soul, came down and saved me before I really lost my leg off the mountain. That's only one. And that's of this mountain. I could do, well, because they could tell the Mount Whitney tale. Because I happened to be, because I was talking about with this kid who's not my friend anymore. He would give me these poles. And a bunch of other poles and gear that he kind of loots. But I was doing a comedy show in North Lake Tahoe because I used to do stand-up comedy, but now I generally sit down. And a friend I know from Chico was booking a show there at the casino, and he booked me in there because I did stand-up in Chico all the time, and I've been doing it kind of for years all over the place, really just. But anyways, I'm going down from there, and I was like, because I love the Eastern Sierra anyways, I was going to drive down there and go to Vegas because I used to live in Vegas. and I was gonna do some stand up and run into some friends, and the other dude told me, he's like, you can, and this was in May. So Whitney's normally got gang of snow in May, but that year it was what, 2020 or 2021. 2021, it was super dry the year before, you know. That's why like Lake Powell, Lake Mead like dried up. So there was mostly the most, so it was gone, and I was reading the reviews. It was like, oh, it's not bad, and talking to old dudes, oh, let's get some of those spikes, and I'm like, yeah, and I do it to other people, I'm like, yeah, I just need to get those. But the spikes, right, when you're like top heavy and then you can't adjust the way your foot gets because there's no ankle movement, the spikes are not all it's cracked up to be. Like I can't, I can't get my center of gravity. I'm very top heavy, so, and then I'll put like a part in there, but there's a lot of pressure on that one part. So if the snow breaks away, it does easily. Like it's terrifying for me, and it's, you're doing Whitney, it's like side hill like this. It's all rock that just goes down and more rock and boulder and cliffs, and then so falling is not a good thing because you're gonna fall into giant boulders. And I didn't know any of this, and I read in the reviews, it's like, oh, the snow is mostly gone. I go and I spend, and I was kind of short on cash because that's how I've been, which is going to change. And then it's like, you could get a permit right now, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's get a permit. So I've got a permit, and I got it for 2 nights because I'm like, most people will hike up and they'll go, there's a camp right before what's known as the 99 switchbacks, which I was using that. I even bought a book a while back about hiking Whitney, and I looked at the different, there's like 12 different routes, but this is the main one. It's like 11 miles one way. You go up 6,300 feet, and there's a camp before it, the trail camp. No, it's not trail camp, it's some other camp, but it was a camp I camped at. Because you go 4 miles, and these 4 miles, you go up, like I'm saying, you go up 4,000 feet or something, and it's not the most, but it gets pretty, it's kind of like Ball Mountain, but not as bad, but it's just like this. It starts out like this, I'm like, yeah, this is easy, this is good, I can do this all day, I can just keep walking. And then it starts, you climbing rocks, and it starts getting, so it took me to those first 4 miles to get to whatever the first camp. I think it's not trail camp. Trail camp's, it might be trail camp. The next one might be a different name. But it was beautiful. It was in this meadow, and I couldn't afford to buy a bear box, but I had a bear canister for food, and I didn't really have shit for food. What I had is I made just cheese sandwiches with like 3 pieces or 4 pieces of cheddar, sharp cheddar each, wrapped them in foil. I had 3 of those. I had 2 cans of sardines or oysters. These guys I met over at I was acclimating a couple nights before over by Telescope Peak. There's a campground way up Grandview. It's at like 9 or 10,000. I sold them a couple books, and they gave me some stuff there from LA. And so I had those, and I had I brought a Subway sandwich that I ate, and I didn't have too much. I don't remember what else I had. I might have had a couple packets of tuna fish. And yeah, I got there, I was exhausted because the trail was so, exhausting. And then the next day, people are like going past me because I started camping before the official camp. I'm like, I'm stopping here. And what I did for my sandwiches though, because you need a bear catcher or something, but I read you can go in, because I had a waterproof bag that you can go and put your water or put your food underwater, and then put a rope on them, and that's what I did. And I didn't fill the waterproof bag well enough, and they weren't like soaked, but what I had next day was soggy cheese and mayo sandwiches, which I didn't even tear into. I ate until I got to the next camp, which was 2.5 miles, and it was a rugged, it was like Bald Mountain, 2.5 miles, almost. And then everybody I'm going to, though, I'm just having a ball. I'm just talking trash the whole time. I run into a group of people. Well, I'm like, man, I got 99 problems and a switch back at one. Ah! They're like, yeah, go, man, it's awesome. And this one guy told me, he's all, nature trail's this way. What's that trail? He's all, because I kept telling everybody, and I'd show my lady, I'm like, yeah, this is a different lady. But I had the girl from the Stars, from the same artist. And I'm like, I gotta get my lady up there for a photo shoot. She's like, I want to be at the top. I want to be at the top of the Mack. And she won't take second best. But yeah, and the dude's like, I put a sign up there. It's Fisherman Peak, because it was first discovered or climbed by 3 fishermen before Whitney. Whitney never even climbed it. He was just a surveyor, and he was all pissed about Whitney. And I looked up Whitney, and he was kind of a punk. And guess there were. That was like the town that was by there. They said they're fishermen and named it Fisherman Peak. But then Whitney came through and surveyed it and whatever, and didn't even summit it. I remember. But then that trail is pretty rough, but they got donkeys up there with big boulders to make parts of it and to build a shack on top. So that's interesting. But anyway, and the day before I'm going up, I'm just stopping because it was just kicking my ass. Anyways, and this is the thing about it. Like, I hadn't been able to hike in like 8 months. And then I just got a new leg, and I've been starting to get in better shape, just started eating better. And so I was getting thinner, and then that leg was already just way falling off. And it didn't have a pin system, it had a leash on the outside, so it would there's a strap on the outside. So instead of falling straight down to a pin, this would kick out. And it was falling off all the time. And then my AFO, my partial foot, what I had for my AFO, it was broken. The plate was fractured, so it would here I go up on my toe, I wouldn't at all. It would go flat. And my friend was like, "Oh, you can get a permit." I'm like, "Okay, I gotta do it then, I'm here." Because it was just, I happened to be there too, because especially now, that was back before gas cost you an arm and a leg, because I can't drive anywhere now. When it only costs you one limb, I could afford it now, but I was there, so I gave it hell. And I was running into people. I ran into a whole bunch of people that turned around, a whole bunch of people that were athletic, like good looking people. They turned around before me, so I felt pretty good about that. But I was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna make it or die trying," and then kept telling people, "Oh, I'm a Goggins it." And then I got into the 99 switchbacks and started getting into some snow. And the dude I ran into the day before, he went past me, and then he ran back the day before, and then he was going to do the whole thing. And he ran out past the switchbacks, and he was like, it gets really scary after that. I turned around. And so that was all I needed, was someone to, and he actually worked with people that something to Challenge Athlete Foundation or something. So he had a little perspective, but he was trying not to, you know, be heard telling me I couldn't do it, but it was like, you have a basis to know that if it's going to really not be safe. I started filming for a second. That's why I don't like start filming people, because I was trying to do documentation of silliness. But he's like, oh, I'll see you back in camp, because he's like, I'm going to go, I camped at the same camp you were. I saw where everybody saw my bivvy. I was just as soon as you turn this corner where the meadow was. And it wasn't really the camp, but there was this little grassy spot, and I'm like, I'm here. It was super easy. I had this bivvy that I got for free. Same guy. And I never used them, but it was nice, warm, easy to set up. Rolled in there, slept fine. It started snowing though, actually. The day before it snowed more, but it was really light and kind of pretty. This is very, like, the prettiest place ever. And they had little snowflakes, and but then it gets, yeah, the weather could turn and get nasty, but it did the day after I left. Because then the next day it was great when I was trying to hike from the meadow up there, but it took me like, I got going at like 9 or 10. I think 9. And it took me till like 2:30 to get the next 2.5 miles to base camp. Might be base camp, and then it was trail camp. Because it was hard. And my pack was, I weighed it when I got back down, when it drank a bunch of things. It was over 40 pounds. It was like 41 pounds. I'm like, you're an idiot. So I bought a stupid thermos instead of a plastic, you know, water jug. Bought milk, another thermos. Bought because I'm like, I gotta get the best pictures of the star. Because I was like, I do stupid things like this, so it's not totally unheard of. I'm like, I'm gonna just keep going and get up there at night, and I'm gonna get the Milky Way. And there's like shooting stars. No, I don't know if there was then. But I'm like, I'll get the Milky Way with my girl there right on top of Mount Whitney, and it'll be the dopest thing ever, which it would be. But it was, I changed my tune from I got 99 problems and a switchback ain't one to I was going to throw a Goggins and stay hard, but it was going to be from rigor mortis because I'm going to die. And so that's when I turned around. I'm like, I don't need to die in a miserable way. I'm like, I won't die anyways. I'll just fall off and get completely dismantled, beat to hell, and not die. I'll be more messed up than I am. Here it is. 3 miles, baby, 3 miles. Here comes the trail. 3 miles. It says we've gone 1.18. So there was a little rain, which is a little bad. Okay. Doing great, man. How are you doing?
Going all the way?
It's the only way to do it, right?
Alrighty.
The only other time I did it was a couple years ago when I went from that way,
Yeah.
and went this way, and
Are you doing the full loop?
yeah, I'm parked over there. I'm gonna get some pictures on top. That's why I got this backpack with all kinds of different stuff, and I was planning on, right for the sun setting.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm trying to get some for, because hanger prosthetics, I don't know if you heard of me, you're not a cripple, so it's not like common knowledge for everyone. But like for their calendar, I'm gonna get have people. I'm gonna get some shots of hiking across there. So yeah, you guys readers?
Not a bad
dabble,
good things, yeah.
Well, because I wrote a book. It's called The Hop About.
The Hop About?
I'm on top of Angel's Landing in it on the cover. Yeah.
Cool. What's your name?
Stephen McElprang. Yeah, Stephen with a PH. I did not bring my. Why didn't I bring my phone?
No worries.
Because I have a picture. I could. It's very. I don't know if you've hiked Angel's Landing.
Yeah.
You know, you get to the end of the chain, and then there's that one rock that everybody wants pictures on, right? So I climbed up there, and the thing is I had a different, because I have a partial foot. My foot's cut in half there.
Okay.
And I had this boot thing that was completely destroyed, so it was not rocking. But then I popped my leg off, and I'm playing it like a guitar over the valley on the top of that.
Oh my God. Doesn't get much better than that.
It was hilarious.
Awesome.
Because it's just hilarious to me, because I run into people and they don't expect to run into one-legged guy hiking the trail, right? So it's some people will look, won't say anything, and other people, talk to because they're like, interesting
awesome.
people.
I respect it, If I had one leg, I don't think I'd be doing it.
It's hard to know. It's hard to know.
Yeah.
What's your guys' names?
I'm Colby.
Colby, Mack.
Good to meet you.
Ariana.
Pleasure. I'll let you guys be on your way.
Hey, well, you too.
Colby, Ariana, take care.
Hey, I'll be watching out for your book there.
Oh, if you go on Instagram, because I'm doing photography now too, I caught the Aurora Borealis. And not just now, but I just caught it up green in like north of Preston or Night and Narrows, but I caught it last November at East Reservoir pink, where it's reflected off. But I'm putting together like an Etsy store and stuff for different photography. But like my Instagram, if you're on Instagram, it's Real Mac Steve.
Real Mack Steve.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then I do silly, like I was at Bloomington the other day. You get in there, the rope swing. I almost like caught the rock jumping down. Oh, no, yeah. And then I threw 1.5 backflip. Yeah, because I was trying to get enough whip. So then I'm like, oh, that's there. So I pulled really up high so that I didn't get enough whip, but I did a 1.5 backflip. And then I climbed up on the tree and then flew like a, I don't know, kind of weird acrobatic flip and twist and then onto my face. It's funny.
That's awesome.
That place is fun.
It's beautiful. That's probably my favorite lake around here.
I've been there. That was great. You got that little hike, and then you jump in, and it's perfect weather, like temperature. It's not cold anymore. Even if it is cold, I'm got into that cold kind of water temperature stuff.
Are you from around here?
I am at the moment.
Okay. You live in here?
I'm in Hiram.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys going to school?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where are you from originally?
Nevada, and then like Elko. Well, I was born in Salt Lake or in Bountiful, moved to Nevada, and then I got my degree in Reno, and then after I lost my leg, I sold one on eBay and then bought a car and drove around the country living in my car. And that's what the book's about, doing weird different things like. Yeah, ride share people off of Craigslist, and that's how I get places. And you meet some weird people, like some interesting people. I'd say like weird is a real, I don't know. I like interesting more because everybody's just everybody's just different, and that's what's nice, right? If everybody's the same, it's like
yeah, everyone's got a story. It's cool to hear them.
Yeah, people don't. Yeah, everybody does. That's the thing. Everybody has a different story.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's cool. Okay.
I'm gonna try to get up on top of that. I was wondering about the thunderstorms because it was saying like it's 7 maybe, but I don't think it was gonna be bad and it was gonna clear up after that because I actually want to get up on top of there because the Milky Way is gonna come right up over there too. Because that's what I get a lot of. I plan out because there's this app, Photo Pills. It shows you where the Milky Way is gonna be, and then like you just plan by how big the moon is, and that's how I've been like over Oneida Narrows. If you've been there. I'm down it, and I got a V. This camp spot I had, you drove down, and you're right on the water, actually. It's way north, and I have, like, my legs sitting there, and then I have the Milky Way going right over, like, dipping into it, and so I've been taking, that's one of my projects, like, I just take pictures of my prosthetic leg everywhere. It's my model, so I have it everywhere. And then, yeah, I just love the Milky Way, so I do all kinds of stuff with that. I got a good hawk shot yesterday where it's just wide open because I was right under it right as it took off. That I have. It's on my Instagram. Anyways.
Check it out.
All
That's
right.
so neat.
Eric Colby and Ariana.
Yep.
Yeah, Mack is what I go by, but
Okay.
it's Steve and Mack will pray. Yeah, real Mack Steve. But
Okay. We'll see you around, Mack.
all right, take care.
Meet you.
Pleasure. So here's the thing. That's why I brought this giant pack. It's got well, it's my camera stuff. I put in that and other things, but I brought big thing of water. Right. I'm gonna smell like a pig. I need water. This thing comes off. It used to. Hey. Like this. I'll turn it around. Oh, I'll turn it off. Alright. I think break time's over. Have the stump dry. We got a nice climb ahead of us. At least it isn't big. See rocks. That's what. I'll turn this way because I'm going to be sidestepping a lot. Because I can just power up this, but when it's there's big boulders, you got to sidestep around and not get your feet caught on. I just hope this doesn't get any slippier, but I don't think it will. I did the wind cave one time at night, and it wasn't too long ago, just before it rained like the day before, and I didn't think about it. And it was obviously rained pretty recently here. Got a thunderstorm looming around, but it got kind of slippery over there. This is set up with nice steps and tree roots, I guess. Whew. This is not horrible, not ideal. Pine needles are helping. Very light-footed. Which I say I'm so light on my toes. I'm so quick on my toes you can't even see them. There's a cable over there, but yeah, this trail ain't play. Crimson Trail don't play. I can manage, this isn't bad. I just gotta take breaks after not too long, because if I get charging up this too hard, I start sweating real fast, and then I start tripping because my leg gets long and trips me. Let's go up. Top of this, maybe. Take a breather. Oh shit. Started. I always screw that up. Because that's the most important thing. Having a Garmin and it saying what you did. Because if you don't have a Garmin to tell you how far you walked, you didn't really walk that far. So that little distance I did before then, it just seemed like I went up. What is it doing? All right, don't beep at me like that. It scares me. I wanted this to. It didn't beep off because I move my wrist and it hits the buttons. All right. It's fun to go everywhere around the country and hike around and talk to people. Call it one step at a time. America the Beautiful. These people are pretty cool everywhere, really. I've been in most, like pretty much all parts of the country. They're all just trying to figure out life. If you're out there asking them about what's cool around their place, I think they'll be interested in showing you. Especially showing me. So I don't know, people talk to me. Good little climb. Whew. Can't get a good view unless you earn it, right? Best view I ever had. Telescope Peak was pretty good, but no, Telescope Peak was it. I was thinking White Mountain Peak was pretty good, but with Telescope Peak in Death Valley, 11,049 feet, and it just goes down to nothing. And then you could just see, forever down through Southern California. Like you could see to San Diego almost. And it's just rippling of mountains. See, the sunrise there was pretty awesome. I was freezing. I was vastly unprepared. That's in my book. I'll make you read that story. It was ridiculous. I was I had like more preparations right now than I did for that, and that was 14 miles round trip and 3,400 elevation gain. It was a SOB. It was like this. The first 2 miles, and you go up just like this. You go up like 2,000 feet into 2 miles, and then you hit. There's a mountain you went around, and then you went over to the next peak. And I was kind of in malnourished at the time, you could say. I was floating around, living in my car. But I had some friends that gave me a bunch of pot, which was good. Another friend gave me a bunch of mushrooms, which wasn't so good. And then some foreigners gave me a can of nuts and an orange. And I had a quarter of a gallon of milk that I drank that morning, or that day. Yeah, you gotta read the rest. It's fun times. I got pictures. I burned my battery out at night though, because I was too different world on mushrooms. See, that trail was the opposite way. So going up, it was pretty easy because you can see how this is slanted a little bit that way, so that's why I have to turn sideways, because I can't go foot over foot. But I could go like, I had a much more primitive prosthetic there, and I had and the knee was blown out. My AFO is the same thing I had when I went and did Angel's Landing. The boot AFO was trashed. I just kind of did it. I was younger though, I was only like 34. Now we're getting a view here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was spooky. Oh. Well, I went extra. Because I guess this would have been... I saw a trail take off, but I didn't realize it was a crimson trail. Well, I can cry about it. I can cry about it! I think that is the cliff we go up, and you can see right in the middle there's one tree. We'll get closer. One tree though, and I'd say almost saying that's where it was. It was a bad it was like a bad move. I'm gonna say that. I would not advise anyone to attempt that without ropes. A little closer. It was ridiculous. All right. That's a little bit. That's enough to cool down. Overheating the robot like this thing. And I brought, this is what's going to be cool because it's going to get, we're going to be up on top of there, but it's going to get dark, but we got to get there soon because we got to get that good sunset. on Telescope Peak. I hiked that. I didn't have a headlamp. I got 2 headlamps here. And I went to do it at night because I was eating those mushrooms and there was a supermoon. Oh, there's a supermoon. I'm telling you a story. You got to read it. See, the Grand Canyon's big wide trail that thousands and thousands of people are going on. Here you go, fairly steep, but it'll be 3 times as wide and flat. To watch out for all the asses, as in the donkeys. There'll be lots of donkeys and jackasses with hats on, and jackasses on the donkeys being horses' asses, mostly wearing San Francisco Giants hats. I don't know why. Not bad view though. See the wind cave, it's down there. We gotta get up on top of the wall and then it see this, you can about walk foot over foot and not have to. Like Telescope Peak was very off camber. It was a not very used trail. There's a book on top of the peak for you to sign because it's an accomplishment to do it. I got a picture, I signed it. It was right at sunset. And then I had to find, somebody had a little shelter kind of dug into the side of the mountain because I'm like, yeah. All right, I'm telling the story. All right, we like this way. Oh, there you can see there's a wind cable because you can see the wind cave trail goes there, around there, goes up. It's a rock up there. I can see the top of it, but once we get on top, I'll be able to really see it. But I can see why people were talking about this being, this is narrow, it's very narrow. The wind cave had some a few narrow spots like this, but this would be very bad to fall. I will agree with that. So I'm always aiming to fall uphill. I always fall uphill. Especially when I'm cross-leg leg down. Ooh, that's bad if I go over that way. I gotta stay way over here because this gets like that. My trekking pole misses because there's not much trail. Oh, see, no, that wasn't the spot because it was under that. So I'm a little look because dude Bryce, he found my bag down through these trees. He ran back up and gave it to me. Quite the man. Quite the guy. That old Bryce was. I would have been in serious trouble. I'd probably, I don't know, stash my legs somehow, crawled up to the top of the trail. I don't know what I'd have done then. Ready the whole night for someone to come by in the morning and have them go get my leg, and I'd probably have search and rescue, which would be like the most embarrassing thing ever. I can't say that because I'm gonna have it happen to me now, probably today. I got a cousin who's much older, so he's a little younger than my dad was. We hung out with him all the time, and he does like that in central Utah, and has done some pretty crazy rescues of people. I'm like, I was thinking that, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be like do what Brad does. Until Brad will tell me all about what his friends say how a rescuing his cousin was off of the side of Logan Canyon. I did meet some people, and one of them, sadly, he's a grad student. Met him in Moab. I don't remember his full name. His name was Matt. But he died hiking somewhere up here, falling. And he was an in shape, like outdoorsy dude. I got a ride back from him and somebody, another grad student, a girl that I met her boyfriend at the visitor center in Moab after. All kinds of craziness here. After I got out of jail, after I hit a cow by natural bridges and then got thrown in jail, and they found me for, I don't know, like marijuana paraphernalia or something, and driving on a, well, they were just going to cite me, but then they got, they were going to take me for driving without a license, but I wasn't anywhere near the car. They just found my car because the Rangers found me that morning. So I really could have fought it because nobody saw me driving the car. But anyways, they didn't care. Wouldn't have mattered. They had me in jail. And I don't remember what little charge they had up in Grand County, but I just told the judge, how long does he want me to sit there and how much money on the way. So he didn't like me, so he kicked me out and told me never to come back to Moab. And then I was out and all my stuff was in the junkyard in Blanding. Like a lot of it. I took some of it out and like what I could carry when the Rangers got me. But then I hitchhiked back to Blanding, and I got a ride by I got picked up by a cop out of Monticello because I first went to Monticello where I got the marijuana charge, and then I had something else that was just on me or whatever from Moab, like a no registration or something. And when I got taken up extra up there after the other, and then released, and then I had to get back to the car. But they liked me. They were really good to me in Monticello. Like, they gave me a room that had, see, they'd let me out after a certain time to watch TV, and they gave me all the books I wanted. It was funny, they gave me this book from, they're like, you like Clive Cussler? I'm like, I don't know, yeah. And the book they gave me was about, because he writes the books like the Matthew McConaughey movie that where he's the Navy guy, the Numa and Sahara. But then the other guy that he wrote about was like this Juan Cabrillo, I think his name was, who's this amputee. He's like a below-knee amputee, like Marine captain, whatever, has this secret boat, and they go do missions and everything. And it was like, that's the book I get when I'm in there. And as the guy talking, he's saying things like that I've always been thinking. I can't remember it. I know. But just how it's like, it's not a disability. It's just what it is. I don't remember. It was great. It was hilarious. I wrote it down somewhere, but I was already thinking it was some completely along those lines. Well, one part, like, he was able to use it. He had like a pistol engineered into his foot that he could store and take out. So he had the gun there. It was like, it was pretty cool. I think in that book they had a crazy virus that was getting released by Dr. Fauci. I don't think it's Dr. Fauci, but I think it was based on him in the future. No, but it was something like that. Oh, it might have been. That might have been. No, we'll find it. Because we go right under it. That's scary as shit. You can see where there was some good rain here that washed out some stuff. I have to pull myself up a lot with my arms so I can't push off too hard with my feet because they said they don't grab a lot of surface area. And I have to be, they said, soft footed, where I just will fall off, slide down the mountain. I really like this foot. So yeah, but because I had to go by their jail first anyway to get a check, because they turn your cash into a check. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Talking might be the death of me. And then that's where I got there, and then he's like, shit, this is going to be hard. I'm going to give you a ride to Blanding. If you wait, I'm off in a couple minutes, so then he gives me a ride. It took me forever out of Moab to get a ride. I was sitting on the side of the road with one bag. I was walking right on the white line because there's no like side of the road. It's just a white line, and I'm like almost getting ran over by everybody. The cripple ass is thumb out. Nobody, and like tons of nice SUVs were empty, and they were not giving me even a gaze. Then an old lady drove by and gave me $20 because she says, "Oh, I think hopefully this can help," which is nice. And then an old dude in a beat up Corolla or something, he gave me a ride to the end of town where he's like, or the way end where like this place is where people this will get a better spot to get picked up. So then I sat there for I don't know a couple hours, and then a native kid picked me up. He was way cool. It was about the first thing he did is offer me a beer. And he gave me a ride to Monticello to the jail, where then the dude looked like Mack from, so like, what's his name? He acted like Mack from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It was cool. And then he gave me a ride to Blanding. And then they're all madness. There's more of this in the book. You gotta read it. If I set the camera up there, this would be an awesome shot going up this hill. But we want to get some colors. Oh shit. I hear a couple rumbles. Oh, that's not like a plane. Good. I don't need a thunderstorm here. It washed me down. See, there's raindrops, but it's just my sweat. Oh, I think it's up there. I think it's up there. Top of those trees. It's gonna be the cliff. So, can't be more than a couple hundred feet up, the most. Well, look at it. Always. Man, having no side hill sucks here. Because I keep wanting to put my pole down, and it ain't there. Ooh. Ooh. Be right. Yeah, that's the top. It's fun. Get to all of the little green dotty lines on Google Maps, and it'll tell me where I was. I don't know how to, and it has the Garmin app where I think it could show me all my elevation and all that good stuff. So there's a cave in the middle, but I don't know, that's just a little cave. I remember taking pictures on, no I didn't, because I broke my camera already. There's a different rock on top. Definitely a broken camera by then. Music. Done that. Sweet music. But I didn't. And then I just power through to that flow state. Then I flow right out of my leg though. Get a little bit squishy. I don't like it. When I get on top though, these, so I gotta stop. I get too much more. We just gotta get right up there. We go through a crack, go back there. Yeah, that's not bad. And then I'll see you where I was. We'll see it. It's right back over there. Yeah, up over there. Oh. Walk slow. We don't want to get the heavy leg. As it trips you. I'm promised the pole slipping. This is I find my best leg to hike with. Foot stays on the best, alignment, everything. It's wonderful. Jeremy, my guy at Hanger, has done an awesome job, and he always takes care of because I blow through this foot a lot, and he does tons of work, and is never complaining. I'm complaining. It was right there. You can see where the crack was. I jumped through. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna crack it. Which I kind of did. Put my leg across the crack in my back, and then I got slippery. Getting some PTSD on that losing keys thing right here. Like, I got him, I didn't lose him. They fell out of my pocket. Because I getting super stoned might have had something to do with taking the wrong turn. But, because, oh, that's gnarly. Let's go check it out. Oh, look at that. Well, we can do that. Oh, it's just one of those short cut-off things. I don't usually take those, but I'm already down here. Not one of those. A dead end to a cliff. Where you need to be like Alex Honnold to go down. I mean, I think you didn't need to be that good, but a lot better than me. Whoa. It's not rocky, but it's still a good stretch of the leg. A good hop in the park. Maybe it was up here. I didn't think we were back this far. Hi, it's what I get a thinking thing. Might have been it. Oh yeah. No, but I got music there. Come here and bring the phone. That's not up to. I know I sure got it out. I didn't have it in there. It's alright. Yeah. It's gonna be right up there. I was over there though. Oh. I was up there somewhere. Oh shit. I was up there. Yeah, I'm all talked out for a while. Get on top. I'll sit down. Dry the stump off. Get my bearings. Get my head right. And I'll be back at storytelling on the trail. Tales from the trail. It's gonna slip here. The sun. It's the sun going down. It drops around. Goes up. Goes up and back around. Oh, yeah. There's up there. I'd stop, but I gotta beat that sun. I don't like that whistle. I think this has a proper rating. I think hard, fitting. There's a good bed right there. Right there, baby. Shut up. Let me get up there. Let's just get up there. So I get up here. Whew. Ah. Ah. God. Oh, there it is. There it goes. Right through there and it turns. Whew. Go straight up. Go straight up. Go straight in the streets and then return. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, that's not the trail. That's the block off trail. I'm like, okay, that's not like that. That's gnarly, like they say, gnarly. Yeah. Climb over trees and but no, that was whatever you call those. I don't remember anymore. Oh, just trying to go off the map right now. trying to look at the camera and then I almost die. I don't die. I just get hurt. I'm very good at falling. Kind of a little treacherous part of the trail. It's wet. Get my breath before I go over that. I might fall down. I gotta lean back. It's slippery there. This is terrifying, actually. Oh. Yeah, I like that part of the trail, especially in the wet. That is, wake up. Wake up. I'm glad the other side going down is much easier. I remember it. Oh. Woo! I don't like this mud. Yeah, I could have waited for a drier day, but I think this will be alright. That looks way long. And it's high side. We're gonna fall off. Right side. Oh, oh. It's full. Gosh, step on my foot. Don't. It's all floppy around. Ready to go there. Take it off before I fall off this cliff. That's a gnarly, I think. We'll be alright. We can get by there. On the top of that. It was right under there, I think. On the other side of it, because I climbed down. We'll examine my previous error in judgment and near death experience. I don't know if I like that term, but it's what other people had if they would term that. That's nice. Bad leg. It's all squishy. It's way long. Cause yeah, we'll sit down by where it was, because there was like a flat area and then it had some that peeled off. Looked like a trail. So you can hear my legs squashing in and out. It's long, so I can't walk. Especially right now, it's on the high side. It's longer. Oh. All right. Oop, I can hear it. Big time. It's going to fall off. No, that wasn't it. We're at the end of the point here. Yes, clear up clouds. I thought you said you were going to clear up. Then we can get some Milky Way action. Some of that sweet milk in the sky. Sweet, creamy Milky Way. Oh, that's kind of cool looking though. The sun just hitting those barely. We gotta get. Oh, it's right over there. I can even see it exactly where it was. It was right over there. So it went down, and it's on the inside of here, and then I jumped down. Where the tree is, I went through the tree, and then I was down on that little, the rock fish, there's like a slant like that, and then that's where I was stuck and my leg was popped off. Right from the cliff, you can't see, there's a spot over there, there's a big crack that goes down. I did. Oh. Make sure. Oh, run on battery. We're on top now, though, which is cool. I just gotta get over here and take my leg off. See the view. I need to get a. I can dry it off fast so I can get a picture. But I was thinking, get a picture. I was saying, flash, nighttime, and then without. Wow, somebody had fire down on that. Guess you could camp down there. Yeah, that's the walk trail I went down. Oh, I got a picture right up there. Gotta get rid of that. Yeah, instead of turning up, I went out over here. Well, yeah, this does get pretty gnarly. It went down there. That tree's much bigger. Then there's that. I gotta take this leg off. This leg's getting. Gotta say, this trail, it got pretty gnarly fast, but I think I'm gonna crack it. I mean, I jumped over that. We're alright, and this, I just have to put my bag on my front and then use my one leg and push against my back. It's kind of maybe I don't know. I'm gonna crack it, we'll see. I can't really film that, I need a GoPro, but somebody should sponsor me and you'll see some crazy shit. So this is just a big crack through there. It goes down there, and then I leaned up against I threw my backpack down that tree, which was little at the time. It wasn't a big pack like this, but it was a backpack that had camera and a few things in it, and yeah, boom. Here we're gonna get some pictures. Gotta set it up. Oh, that's freaking gorgeous. I'm gonna get over to that. I'm gonna get over that rock. This is good. Sure glad it's drier up here. Don't do that. We can stop that. This part isn't too bad, but it rips into my foot, my toe off too. Which these things go fast, but mostly because of that stupid knee locks up and starts dragging all the time. You're trying to kill me. I'm sure it's their safety mechanism to try to kill you. Well, it's set up for grandma. These people are going pretty good through the wind cave people. I'm sure they're bipedals. But they've been really good trails that I could fly down. Like when I was coming down Angel's Landing, when you get past back from the chain and then you start going down from Scouts Lookout down Walter's Wiggles, man, I was flying because that's all paved. I just had a rhythm that I was going and swinging my prosthetic leg and throwing my poles out, and if my poles would have snapped, which I'd have ate hard, but digging, here you go. Oh. I don't walk like that. Stupid leg throws me off. This knee rolls downhill easily. Right along the cliff edge. Oh crap. I didn't start my stupid. Oh, I did. Maybe I did, I don't know. I don't think I did. Because I've been going for longer than that, and I stopped longer than that. Well, it's just the biggest catastrophe on the planet. I gotta get out here a little further where we can finally see down the canyon again. That's it, off into death. There's a little death slide. Jump over. My legs get a little bit squishy because it keeps getting pulled. That gives it problems because it'll dragging the toe keeps trying to pull it off. Actually, an easy place to walk here. Oh, maybe they're going up to the wind caves because they got to get as high. The wind cave's about as high as this. Yeah, this is what I want to get. A little. Oh. Oh, people went down there. That's a pretty good spot, actually. Wish I had my phone that I could see the distance. That's coming. That's lights down there. You can see coming back from the wind caves. Let's go down here and smoke a bowl and then maybe take a picture. And that's coming back. Person down there, they're coming. That's where it loops around back to go back to the wind cave. And that might be, because down there is where the parking lot bridge, I think, is. So we're not that far, because you go down into that parking lot. Do I want to go? Yeah. This isn't any harder than when I came up. Oh. Alright, sign off for a minute. We got a little bit of battery left, but we can see over. I got some nice shots right off of that. And right behind there. And I got some right over there. That's where I went down before. I'm like, yeah, let's go down there. That's gotta be the right way. Whew. It's definitely not the right way. It's like saying, oh, that's the right way. No. Let's see. Well, now it's easy to know the way because it's just along the edge of the cliff. Now my legs are on tight and not falling off. I feel much better. I can walk much more stably. Oh, somebody's over at the wind cave. I can see a headlamp. Oh! I know you see the light. The light of the wind cave. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just go cool down. Now it cools down at night. It'd be nice. You get over the end of this where that would have been a pretty good sunset over there too, but it's alright, it's alright. Got some pretty bomb shots actually. I flipped my foot around and the silhouette's right with the sunset behind it. It looks super awesome. Lined up perfectly. I do it off the timer. I don't have a switch. I just set it a 20-second timer and put it up to like 6 shots at a time. The crickets are out. Oh, it's a piece of cake now. It's just kind of like this. Well, you get right on the edge of the cliff in a minute. But it's not up and down. It's just, well, I guess it's not, it's pretty flat. It's more like the river walk at the beginning of this. We just traverse back over, and the other side there's like a campground, like a group camp up from the main parking lot that they have blocked off. That it's half the trail that goes up half the way. It's like half a mile or something, and then you start the trail, so it's not nearly as brutal as that other side, but you're going down anyways. But this is kind of still got a little wet, so going down could have been tricky. Come on, cool. I'm going to be cross-stick legs side up the whole time I traverse. And this is kind of slanted so far, which sucks. But things in life are hard, or else you're dead. Still be great in a few weeks. That's what I needed to get a shot for the calendar in like this week, or I would have come up here with the foliage. I'll say this is a little, but it's the camber, the slant. If I was down on the river walk, it probably was about the same, but let's do it straight off. We got straight off here. So we're gonna go ahead and not fall off. And this freaking leg, I hate it when it's usually when it's elongating, but it won't bend. It's gonna really throw you off. Come on. That's what will kill me. One little slippity do. I don't know when somebody would find me. It'd be wild how you fall down there. Well, maybe if you screamed a lot because there's a campground down there. Otherwise, the bird's eating you alive or something, picking at you, you're dead.